In the previous video, you saw how you could easily import footage into the MediaHub. Now let's have a look at dealing with files containing embedded alpha channels, and then we'll examine how to handle Photoshop files in the MediaHub. Using the file browser, I have browsed to a folder that contains a graphic file with an embedded alpha channel and a Photoshop PSD file. You can see at the bottom right-hand corner of both clips that they each have a multi-tag. This is your indication that there is more data embedded in the file. If you double-click on the multi-tag, the file browser will expand the clip and expose the different channels. Here you can see the RGB channel and the alpha channel. Typically, when Smoke imports media with multiple channels, it will create a separate clip per channel. You can import the channels as separate clips, but most of the time you probably don't need to. Double-click on the multi-tag again to collapse the clip. Under the General tab, there is an option called Create Multi-Channel Clip. This option is on by default, and when you drag a source with an embedded alpha channel into the media library, Smoke will create a single multi-channel clip containing the relevant channels. This means that you will always have the correct information for keying and compositing from the specific source. Now, a Photoshop file is slightly different from a typical multi-channel file. It contains layering content, positioning information, and blending information. Bearing that in mind, you have two choices. If you just want to have access to the Photoshop layers and exclude the positioning data, then you would import through the MediaHub. If you want to import the Photoshop file for compositing purposes, then you must import it directly into the Action 3D compositor, which understands position and blending information. This will be covered in a later video. Considering the first choice for now, the Photoshop file is also represented with a multi-tag on the clip, and you can expose every layer from the file. So if someone has given you a Photoshop file with variations of graphics, it's an easy way to pull out just what you need, or you can pull out every layer. The only item to be aware of is resolution. Each layer could be a different resolution to the background it was created on. Switch to the format-specific options and select Layer Options from the pop-up menu. Here you can choose whether each layer is scaled up to the background resolution or whether each layer should keep its native resolution. I'll drag the Photoshop file into the media library and create a new folder. When I expand the folder, I will get a flattened version of the composite as well as all the layers as separate clips. As I said, for proper compositing purposes, in a later video we will look at importing a Photoshop file directly into the Action 3D compositor in order to retain the original composition. For those of you who wish to bring in timelines from Final Cut Pro 7, Final Cut Pro 10, Avid Media Composer or Premiere Pro, please watch the next video on interim conforming. If you want to start organizing your media for your edit in Smoke, please proceed to the video on organizing your media and sequences.